Yep, BBC. Y'all know what BBC stand for.
Alright.
I don't.
I didn't get it from him. Is that actually like a channel now?
Yeah,
British news. It's British something network.
Yeah, it's actual network.
Okay.
I'm just joking.
TV.
What was you saying it would stand for?
Big Black.
Big Black.
But I've been trying to figure out, like, okay, so we know
British Broadcasting Corporation.
what's the guy name?
BBC.
The guy's name that had that interview with Andrew Tate.
Piers Morgan.
Okay, yeah, Piers Morgan. Isn't he like a
Nah, he ain't part of the BBC.
Nah. Bro, isn't like he like a British reporter or something?
Yeah.
But he's not a part of this network.
He ain't part of the
I know,
BBC.
but he's like, he's
Okay,
overseas.
nigga.
I'm not, bro. It's called the BBC.
Stop saying it. You already tainted it with your. You can't stop saying
That's
it.
stupid, bro.
I've been trying to figure out why, like, we are clashing so much with them. Like, why is it American people clashing with the British people? And we always having not clashing, but like, why are we always in the same like reporting system? Like,
I think
Piers is. I think he's conservative. I would say.
Yeah.
so they have all that same thing going on over there.
They're a democracy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's all
and then it's the same language, so it only makes sense to, you know what I'm saying, that we have
Democracy was founded when we was a British colony.
I got a
That's where that
question.
comes from.
So do they got Republicans and Democrats in England?
I have no idea.
I'd assume so. I feel like, yeah.
no
Because
idea.
Russell Brand identifies as a,
Yeah, he's an American.
oh, he lives in America.
Yes.
I thought he lived out there, okay.
Because like
LA.
they should have different parties, but they have a queen too. So like
that's a whole
Oh, yeah.
So like the queen, and not the prime minister.
Queen of England.
They
It's a
have the
two-party system.
Conservative Party and the Labor Party. And the Labor Party is the Liberal Party.
Okay, that makes sense. That's pretty much the same thing here. Yeah, okay, makes sense.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Yeah.
It says Elon Musk slaughters BBC reporter in live
No,
interview.
I was wrong.
This is recent.
Well, you're wrong. I've seen the same thing though.
It says they have 4 parties.
Wow.
Conservative and Unionist Party, Labor Party, Cooperative Party, Scottish National Party, and the Liberal Democrats.
Where do you see that?
The Liberal Democrats.
So they got libs.
But
How
the
many parties we got?
Labor Party is left, so I guess that is the Liberal Party.
It's more than 2. How many parties
I
we
mean, I
got?
think we got
Is it
a lot.
3?
We got a bunch of them,
You
bro.
have 3.
Republican, Democrat, and
I remember
it's green.
one of our
It's,
presidents had their own party.
Independent.
Independent.
Oh, and then there's Reform.
Oh shoot! My order's out for delivery, man.
Go get that.
Libertarian.
Well, Ben told you want it to be difficult.
BBC.
These two systems. All right, this is why UK and the United States news is combined, basically. Not combined, but a lot of
Correlated.
Yeah, correlation things. It said the policy emphasizes close coordination with the United States. It's just common language, ideals, democratic practices of the two nations. So basically, everything's pretty much the same.
You think they got the same owners?
What?
What do you mean?
Like news networks over here
Oh.
and BBC over
No.
there
No,
have the same
I
owners.
No.
No.
I doubt it.
Damn, everybody's looking at me like that.
I'm talking about who owned the country.
I was like, what?
I wonder if Fox
It's
is
like, they don't have like presidency, do they? Or do
They have
like
like
the
my
king of England?
No, they got a prime minister.
Do they?
That's their president. It's the
Oh,
prime
really?
minister.
I
Yes.
think that's right, yeah.
The queen is just for show now. That shit's just something like.
See,
I think they got a pope. They got a. I think they got their own chapel pope too. Like the Rome's, like you know the big pope. I think they got their own popes too.
so I wonder how many years they serve. They serve 2 5-year terms?
5-year terms?
Yeah, 8,
They in
8
that thing
10.
for a decade.
Yeah. Gonna leave a mark in it.
Yeah, you can't get nothing done in 10.
All right, guys. I guess the ideas are very much correlated. Let's see what the BBC reporter is going
England's
to.
founded democracy. That's why the ideas are.
I thought
So basically,
Greece
they
did.
U.S.
I thought the
cousins.
Greeks did.
Cousins.
Yeah,
well,
brothers and
We
sisters.
adopted that from them when we were owned by Britain.
Well, I mean, the British came over here. It's
British or
pretty much
something like that,
British people that basically came over here.
Just
It wasn't
lies.
just the British.
Yeah.
It was. I think it was all type of people that slid over. Just some people from Spain.
Yeah, but they were-
Yeah,
France,
but when we was owned by like the colonies and shit,
That was
those-
British.
the British.
British.
And
It was
that's
on
where-
an every
That's
damn
where
thing.
our democracy and government comes from.
Yeah.
Free speech is meaningless unless you allow people you don't like to say things you don't like. Otherwise, it's irrelevant. And if at the point at which you lose free speech, it doesn't come back.
I think the issue some people have is that a lot of people were brought back. I mean, some people were brought back who were previously banned for spreading things like QAnon conspiracies. You have people like Andrew Tate who were brought back, who were previously banned for things like hate speech. Do you think you prioritise freedom of speech over misinformation and hate speech?
Well, you know, who's to say that something is misinformation? Who's the arbiter of that? Is it the BBC?
BBC?
And you're literally asking me?
Yes.
Well, no, you
is the arbiter?
are the arbiter on Twitter because you own Twitter.
Yes, I'm saying who is to say that one person's misinformation is another person's information? The point at which you said that there is this is misinformation. Like, who is going
you
to
accept
decide
that misinformation can be dangerous, that it can cause real world harms, that it can potentially cause.
Yes, and the point I'm trying to make is that the BBC itself has at times published things that are false.
Damn.
Do you agree that has occurred?
I'm quite sure the BBC have said things before that turn out to not be true.
Correct.
In its whatever it is, 100-year history, I'm quite sure.
Yes.
So the answer was just yes.
Even if you aspire to be accurate, there are times when you will not be.
We've spoken to people very recently who were involved in moderation, and they just say there's not enough people to police this stuff, particularly around hate speech in the company. Is that
What hate
you
speech are you talking about? I mean, you use Twitter,
right?
Do you see a rise in hate speech?
I mean,
But just a personal anecdote, like what do you? I don't.
Personally, my for you, I would see I get more of that kind of content. Yeah, personally, but I'm not going to talk to the rest of for the rest of Twitter.
You see more hate speech personally.
I would say I would see more hateful content in that.
Content you don't like or hateful. What do you mean to describe a hateful thing?
Yeah, I mean, you know, just content that will solicit a reaction, something that may include something that is slightly racist or slightly sexist, those kinds of things.
So you think if something is slightly sexist, it should be banned?
No,
is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying anything. I'm
just curious. I'm trying to understand what you mean by hateful content, and I'm asking for specific examples. And you just said that if something is slightly sexist, that's hateful content. Does that mean that it should be banned?
Well, you've asked me whether my feed, whether it's got less or more. I'd say it's got slightly more.
That's why I'm asking for examples. Can you name one example?
I honestly don't. Honestly, I don't.
You can't name a single example.
I'll tell you why, because I don't actually use that feed anymore because I just don't particularly like it.
But you
actually, a lot of people are quite similar. I only look at
hang on a
my
second.
following.
You said you've seen more hateful content, but you can't name a single example, not even one.
I'm not sure I've used that feed for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and
how did you see that hateful content?
Because I've been using Twitter since you've taken it over for the last 6 months.
Okay, so then you must have at some point seen for you hateful content. And I'm asking for one example.
Right.
And you can't give a single one.
And I'm saying...
I say, sir, that you don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, damn.
Yes, because you can't give me a single example of hateful content, not even one tweet. And yet you claimed that the hateful content was high.
Well,
that's a false.
No, what I claimed...
You just lied.
What I claimed was... there are many organisations that say that kind of information is on the rise. Now, whether it has on my feed or not, I mean, right, and
literally can't name
something
one.
Like the Strategic Dialogue Institute in the UK, they will say that. So
look, people will say all sorts of nonsense. I'm literally asking for a single example, and you can't name one.
Right, and as I already said, I don't use that feed. But
then how would you know?
I don't think this is getting anywhere.
He literally said you experience more hateful content.
He said he doesn't use that feed.
Name a single example.
Right, and as I said,
that's absurd.
I haven't actually looked at that feed.
Then how would you know this hateful content?
Because I'm saying that's what I saw a few weeks ago. I can't give you an exact example. Let's move on. We only have a certain amount of time. So COVID misinformation. You changed the COVID misinformation.
Has BBC changed its COVID misinformation?
The BBC does not set the rules on Twitter, so I'm asking you.
No, I'm talking about the BBC's misinformation about COVID.
Yeah, talking up that tree.
I'm literally asking you about, you changed the labels, the COVID misinformation labels. There used to be a policy, and then disappeared. Why do that?
Well, COVID is no longer an issue. Does the BBC hold itself at all responsible for misinformation regarding masking and side effects of vaccinations? And not reporting on that at all? And what about the fact that the BBC was put under pressure by the British government to change its editorial policy? Are you aware of that?
This is not an interview about the BBC.
Oh, you thought it wasn't?
I see now why you've done Twitter Spaces. I am not a representative of the BBC's editorial policy. I want to make that clear. Let's talk about something else. You want to talk about the BBC? All right, let's talk about something else.
You weren't expecting that.
Well, that just shows me
you wasn't expecting that.
That just shows me
He kept pausing up. He was like, all right, what did you see?
Right.
Well, they would say, all right, where would they say that?
that showed me though.
Well, I didn't look. Well, you just said you looked, and you can't give me an example. It's not about me. It's about Trump. It's not about me.
He literally came up there with an agenda, bro.
Oh boy,
That was like
he came up there with his guns
I've
loaded.
never seen an argument like so heavily, like there was no, like you usually will be like, the other guy, he made some good. Nah,
Yeah,
this
he
time
got
it was like,
demolished.
dang.
100%.
You know, like the Wild Wild West when they had the shootout. He tried to pull. He said, "Elon Musk, get your gun!" And pow! Elon shot his ass, boy.
Yeah.
He wasn't ready for that.
And he's so calm and collective.
Yeah, Elon's pretty smart guy. But
I must definitely interview him on that one.
so it's something going on that people are saying that Twitter now has a lot of hate speech going
Because
on.
Elon is less strict on. He's more free speech, and they're trying to say like people have been abusing it. And I'm not gonna lie. I've seen some people take advantage of that.
I have.
I've seen
All
somebody.
you have to
named-
do is
Also feel like that's been
I've
going
seen
on
somebody-
forever.
No, see, because they used to
They take now.
they used to ban you. Like now, he's more free speech. Like I seen somebody who name was I hate N words, NIGGERS, and he bought the blue check.
That is crazy.
He made it, but Elon Musk made a great point. He was like, can you really have free speech if the person that you may not like say something you may that makes sense?
Yeah,
Like,
he said free
that's-
speech is meaningless
Both
unless
sides.
someone you don't like can say things that you don't like.
yeah.
And that's
And I
facts.
was like, yeah.
Because
So,
there was like they censored Donald Trump, they censored Andrew Tate, they censored a lot of Kanye,
A ton of people actually.
and it's supposed to be a free speech platform. Like they're supposed to be allowed to do that.
They
Yeah.
promote
they
all
really
type of
deleted
stuff.
the No Boys podcast.
They banned
actually?
Yeah.
So who owned Twitter
Not the whole
before
channel,
Elon
the
did?
video they did with Trump, the
I don't
podcast
know.
they did with Trump.
Okay.
The best video. And imagine we get a podcast with Trump and they deleted it.
Yeah.
That's
Dang.
tough.
I wonder who owned Twitter before Elon though. That's the question.
Yeah, who did he buy it from?
Mr. Dorsey.
I wonder how much it sold for.
He created
It was a lot.
Okay.
$6 billion or something like that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Something crazy like that.
It wasn't long ago.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
6 months ago.
Yeah, a couple months.
Elon trying to go.
By Shiba. It was by a company, X Corp.
Oh, it sold for $43 billion.
Oh, wow.
Twitter.
Dude, that's about yeah.
He
so-
got it like that.
Yeah, bro. I actually heard that he's the richest man in the world.
But they said how much percent
Yeah, he
of
is.
Tesla
He
he owns.
He owns
That's
like
insane.
25% of
Where's Elon from? I
Elon,
don't know more
South
about
He's from
Africa.
South Africa.
He's worth $185 billion.
Man, shout out to Africa,
Jeff
man.
Bezos is only 120. Bill Gates is 109. Mark Zuckerberg is 76.
So if you white born in Africa, are you white
Oh,
African?
no.
South Africa though. His
Actually,
parents-
Elon Musk is not the richest man in the world. He's the richest American.
American.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
The richest man
They
in
say
the
he's
world.
African
That's what I heard.
American.
The richest man in the world is Bernard Arnault with 226 billion.
Okay, so
Who's that? What's his company?
He's LVMH, something French.
well, I guess I see the point.
LVMH? Louis Vuitton?
LVMH. Let's see. That's the largest luxury. Oh yeah, Louis Vuitton. Yeah, you're right.
Wow.
Louis Vuitton, Christian Dior, Moet and Chandon,
How's you
Sephora.
know?
Yeah, Ty.
Oh, and Tiffany and Co.
And he got the designer on today.
Shit, Ty. Shit, Ty.
Man said
Oh,
designer.
man.
Elon Musk is the second richest person. Oh, he's worth $202 billion. And he owns Twitter. I mean Tesla, Twitter, and SpaceX.
Let me hold the dollar, Elon.
Elon lives in Austin, Texas.
Really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
That's
Elon,
where the headquarters is at.
if you see this, Elon,
He's not gonna see.
Let us hold the dollar.
Well, he's richer than Jeff Bezos by almost $80 million. Jeff
can you send us
That's
one Bitcoin each?
Bezos 126
Hey, that's all I need.
Jeff Bezos only 59. That's
I would
crazy.
just keep it
Elon Musk only 51.
till I die.
But Elon Musk was rich because his dad was a
Yeah.
miner in South Africa, like
Yeah.
a gem miner.
Yeah, I think his mama was famous too.
I don't be saying no crazy shit on Twitter no way, so I don't understand why this is such a big deal. But I do though also.
I ain't gonna lie on Twitter. I will follow on Twitter and see.
Some crazy shit, but
I'll see a nigga get hit with that iron on Twitter.
You'll see any video.
Fun fact.
Oh,
It
yeah,
said Elon Musk attended Stanford University and dropped out after 2 days.
You nitwits.
But he graduated from UPenn. That's pretty good.
That's an Ivy League.
Yeah.
Well, man, yeah.
Steve,
At first, I would say that I was like, I don't see why this is a big deal.
But how y'all feel about free speech though? That's what we was
That's
saying,
why I was saying, like,
Do you
I'm
feel-
for free
Let's say
speech.
somebody, but no.
They say
Okay.
something I don't like. That's what it is.
From a
That's
personal,
what it is.
let's say
Yeah.
like I'm saying how y'all feel about that.
That's your American
I
right
don't
to do
care.
so.
Yeah, that's why I say. I mean, I could.
I might not like it, but I can't.
Yeah, so even
If I don't like it,
That's your
I'm following
constant-
around. Yeah, I don't see it no more.
That's your constitutional right.
Gotcha.
But like,
So we shouldn't censor stuff.
So that's what I'm saying. Like,
That's what I'm saying. How y'all feel about
at
that?
first I was thinking like bad videos, but hate speech is just like saying calling someone an N-word. Or,
okay, so I just that's hate speech. But I just want to know like why they said like you should have free speech without like consequence. Is what a lot of people were saying. They said like consequence to free speech is not really free speech.
That makes sense.
That's
I don't know though.
It is free speech.
I think there has to be
consequence.
I think it got to be a medium.
If you go to the
I was
airport
saying-
and you scream, "I got a bomb," that's a consequence.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I thought there's free speech. Like, you're allowed to say what you want, but you're not free of the consequences.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Free speech doesn't mean freedom of consequence. I said
Yeah,
that.
it don't, yeah.
I said that one time.
Cause
and-
you get booked for murder, you say I murdered him. I don't think I'm gonna free speech. Don't think you said that. It's consequences. You going
Yeah,
there.
no, I think that's something
But
like.
that's what rappers saying now too. They,
With the raps?
yeah, with the
Rappers are smart
Ricos and
people.
stuff.
Yeah,
and
they
they use
yeah,
their
you
lyrics.
just said
Jay-Z
you
got
murdered
that.
a nigga and said that you
I don't
didn't
do
make the
that.
song.
I
And he
don't-
died
You can't
for
use
real.
against
You won.
can't
I'm
use
not-
rapping lyrics against.
I'm not a fan of that.
trying to do
That's
that.
only in New York.
Yeah.
Only in New York.
Yeah, it's not a national thing.
Oh damn.
I'm not a fan of that.
Down in Florida.
You think people should get booked for this?
Down in
No, bro,
Texas.
he's booked for a murder, dude. What are you talking about?
Saying what?
He said he might get out. He's booked for a murder. What are you talking about?
So you feel like people should get
I
booked
think
for
if you make the choice to incriminate yourself in rap lyrics,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
if we can use this as evidence,
That's
then
part
I
of
don't.
it. I think that's part of
They
it.
said-
Black
they
community.
said-
If you say something in the song and you really actually did that in real life,
Yeah, you gotta use that.
you gotta go under. You can't kill people. That's illegal. Nigga.
You know what I'm saying?
they gotta
Anything
prove you
crime
did it,
wise.
Oh yeah, no. If they can prove you,
Yeah, you gotta be able to use that.
And you
Like,
said it.
I have a bomb.
You're going under, buddy.
You have to have consequences with that. But calling someone an N-word or a what, or I'm just saying, or a cracker or something like that. I don't think it's hate speech, but you shouldn't be having consequences.
Really?
Bro. I don't think you should have
What's the
consequences.
word?
What
What
is
is
it?
the word?
No. I'm thinking.
A consequence could be.
Unless
Maybe-
you like represent something.
Maybe
If
you should
represent
get
something,
banned. Do
it
you
should
think that you should get banned off of social media for saying something like that? I think you maybe should though.
should be banned? I think that means
So I be feeling like America
How
wanna
they know?
be.
Maybe I'm mixed. I called you my nigga. Now I'm banned.
So okay, why America is like sensitive but sensitive people.
What do you mean?
Like
Some of them is.
we gonna be sensitive about some shit, but if it don't relate to you,
Give me an example.
Yeah. What?
so like okay, say something that you don't like, right? But somebody else like it, but it offends you. But when something you do like, I don't know, I'm probably tripping.
I see where you're trying to go.
So like, I'm trying to see like
You trying to say
we're
like
saying
if
we're-
something don't affect you, so like
everybody's sensitive, but they trying to not to be sensitive. You know what I'm saying?
No.
like you
Yeah,
can't be
I see what
sensitive
you're
to one
saying.
thing, but not sensitive to.
That's like
another.
somebody roasting you, and then you feel some type of way, but everybody laughing, and you just like you gotta rub it off. You
I
know
don't
what
know.
I'm saying?
I don't know anything.
I know.
So-
Like, that happens. Like you get
So,
roasted, and then
On the inside, you hot.
Somebody get
But you
roasted,
can't
but
show them
be
you hot.
upset.
Is that what
You're
you was
upset.
trying to say?
That's the same thing. That's what I'm saying. Like somebody saying
I
an
feel
N-word
like
on
he was
Twitter.
saying- I feel like-
everybody thinks it's funny,
I
and
feel like
then
he
you
was trying to
feel
say
offended.
like something that you like that offends someone else. Like when people say Black Lives Matter and people don't like that. Well, white lives matter, blue lives matter, all lives matter. You know what I'm saying? That offends people.
So that's what I'm
I don't
like.
know, that's
I
kind of
don't
what I
know,
was trying
man.
to say. I don't know where you were going with it, but
No, like,
not what
it's
you were
like-
trying to say.
Like us with the N-word, right?
Okay.
It does offend some people.
That offends some people, right? We call each other N-words, right?
Yeah.
But if somebody else calls us N-word, we gonna be offended.
Yeah, that's
but
that's
that's-
why I thought you were going with
That's
that.
different.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So you're saying is it like a selective offensiveness? Like
Yeah,
so-
it is.
Like
Like,
the-
if you call me nigga, I'm not offended. But if a white guy come up to me, my nigga, you not gonna take
So like,
it
how
the
we
same
being
way.
sensitive about? That mean
But
everybody's
is that
sensitive.
bad?
That mean everybody's sensitive then.
Yeah.
About something.
Yeah, about something.
But I'm saying, if a white
That mean-
guy calls you the N-word on Twitter, should he be banned? Yes or no?
I mean,
I mean, I'm not actually gonna. Me personally, though, I can't speak for everyone. Me personally, I'm not gonna be offended.
Really?
Because
Well, let's talk. What about?
I'm not gonna let
That
words
should be
on the
banned, bro.
screen. Like
I don't care. I don't
It's
care.
just
what-
like the social media. If I don't want to see it, block
Get
it,
off
and
of
then
it,
boom, it disappeared. Now everybody flaming me for something. That's different. Like, say I'm on Twitter getting flamed, like everybody roasting me in the comments. That's different. I think that would suck more than just one dude just calling me a nigga.
Bro, I feel like Twitter is like so big now, bro, that it's like a show. Like it's like Disney Channel.
is a
or something.
show.
Like you know what I'm saying? So
It's
you
a
can't put certain
platform.
type of things
It's a
on
platform.
social media. So I feel like saying the N-word or saying anything hateful should be banned, in my opinion.
Well,
it is
actually,
taken away
it's
from
too
freedom
late.
of speech, though. I do agree with that, but I think it's it's such big of a platform that you have to ban certain type of things.
But I think there's
for
freedom of
kids,
speech.
bro.
There's a difference between freedom of speech and like
Kids
derogatory
are supposed to be on
comments.
that platform.
Like I think there's a difference in that.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. So if it's a terrible comment, I think it should be some type of consequences.
But who's gonna
It's
determine is it terrible or not?
Yeah, that's what Elon said. That's what
Who
Elon
says
said.
it's terrible? You know,
Yeah,
like
you're
I
right.
said,
That's what I'm saying.
it looks the
Sensitive
same.
people
It's just a
sensitive.
tweet, right?
Sensitive
So if I say
people
my nigga, if the white person says the same thing, it looks the same, but one is hate, one is not.
Yeah.
So who's to say?
Yeah. All right, so what y'all think? We should just keep it fuck it, everybody say everything, or you think it should be some
Say everything. If you don't want to, if you too offended, then get off the house.
Bro, you don't feel like
Well, I'm
it's
saying
that big of a
everybody want
platform.
free speech, but that's what I'm saying. How we
mean,
censor
listen,
everybody
it's
want
a
free
big
speech,
platform, bro.
but they want to
listen, bro.
cancel people at the same time.
Listen, bro, it's
Cancel
not.
culture not
It's
free.
not like listen. Free speech.
That don't make sense.
Like we're allowed to say it, right? Because the word applies to us. Like when we say it amongst one another, it's like a term of endearment. We're not insulting one another because it applies to us. It's like a word that applies to us. You know what I'm saying? A white person says that they don't convey that same meaning, but he is allowed to say that in free speech. He's allowed to say that.
But sometimes
The
the
only
only
thing-
say it on some like he wasn't like you.
It's still,
oh, that's
still,
my Solo. That's my nigga.
Still. Can I finish what I'm saying? Can I finish what I don't even want to say it no more. Let me fuck it up.
Whatever.
All right, look, all I'm saying is, bro, Twitter is almost like Disney Channel at this point. As many eyes as on Twitter, is as many eyes as on Disney Channel, probably. So you can't, Disney Channel can't just get on that bit and say, oh, everybody gonna feel offended. You know
But
what
it's
I'm
social
saying?
media. It's ran by the people, not a corporation.
But that
is a corporation too.
I know, but the
It's
people
a
are the
platform.
ones who putting the content out.
Man, I thought that's all. They bring up another argument. That shit gonna go on forever, too.
There's a bunch of endless arguments.
That shit's gonna be endless argument, I feel like. Yeah, man, let's know what y'all think, though, man. Elon did chew him terribly.
Right. Should there be freedom of speech with freedom of consequence as well?
No,
Okay, this question. All right.
I already said that.
Y'all let us know what y'all think in the comments, man.